I perhaps owe having become a painter to flowers. He wasn't just painting landscapes. He was painting a feeling, a moment, a breath of time dissolving into light. Claude Monet, the reluctant revolutionary, gave birth to Impressionism, not with a manifesto, but with a sunrise. He was born in 1840 in Paris, but raised in Le Havre, a port town of wind and water. Young Claude was not drawn to the academy or tradition. He drew caricatures in school margins, sold them for pocket money, and wandered the harbors with sketchbooks full of clouds. Then, a turning point. He met Eugene Boudin, a painter who introduced him to plein-air painting, the art of capturing nature outdoors, under the shifting sun. Monet never looked back. He left for Paris, studied with rebels like Courbet and Jonkind, and became obsessed, not with form, but with sensation. He didn't want to paint what things were, but how they felt in that fleeting moment before they vanished. In 1872, he painted a quiet harbor at dawn, blue mist, a red sun, boats like ghosts on water. He called it Impression Sunrise. Critics laughed. One sneered, "It's only an impression." They saw it as unfinished, a mere sketch. And just like that, a movement was born, Impressionism, named by its enemies. But Monet and his circle, instead of backing down, did something revolutionary. They organized their own independent exhibitions, defying the rigid art establishment. Renoir, Degas, Morisot, Pissarro weren't deterred. They were painting life in motion, sunlight filtering through leaves, a woman's parasol in the breeze, smoke curling from trains. They weren't looking for truth and perfection. They found it in impermanence. Monet's life was not gentle. He struggled with poverty, rejection, and the death of his beloved wife, Camille, who once posed in a white dress with red flowers, radiant and still. After her death, he painted, but darker, stormier. Grief spilled onto the canvas. Then he found refuge in a garden. In the village of Giverny, Monet planted a world of his own. Willows, lilies, arched bridges, not as decoration, but as subjects. He built his masterpiece with soil and seeds. For the rest of his life, he painted the same water lily pond again and again. Morning, noon, dusk, fog, reflection, stillness. It wasn't repetition, it was devotion. He once said, "I am following nature without being able to grasp her." I perhaps owe having become a painter to flowers. In his final years, cataracts dimmed his vision. He painted through blurry eyes with reds and yellows he couldn't trust. But he kept going through illness, loss, and fading sight, painting the light he could still feel. When he died in 1926, he asked for no ceremony, just a simple goodbye, and for the lilies to keep blooming. Monet left behind not just paintings, but a way of seeing, a way of noticing the shimmer of life before it disappears. His massive water lilies now hang in quiet rooms. The Musée de l'Orangerie in Paris, a cathedral of color where silence says more than words. He taught us that a garden could be a symphony, and shadows could be violet. That beauty lives in the in-between. The next time you see morning light on wet pavement or the shimmer of leaves in the breeze, remember Claude Monet, the man who painted the moments we forget to notice. And if Monet's story stirred something in you, if it made you see the shimmer in everyday life a little differently, then join us. Subscribe to discover more poetic lives, artists, thinkers, and quiet revolutionaries who changed the way we perceive the world. More stories of beauty in the in-between, coming soon.